welcome to another week.
We're a little
Here
late
we
though,
are.
aren't we? Little late though.
Yeah, it's Skype's fault.
Well, also by a day, but that's neither here nor there.
It's only a day.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, hi everybody. Welcome to Chat Wheel. It's January 20th and it's MLK Day. So happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody. With me as always is Greg. What is it, Laird?
Hello, and my initial plea to the chat is if anyone knows why Skype would just degrade my video quality, like in my preview, let me know. Send me a PM and we will try to fix it. That is all.
Good job. Mason, White Elephant Hills, Wade, Dota, Ciotti.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? On the plus side, everything looks good on the stream, so that's what counts.
Yeah, it does actually. It looks pretty good. And with us this week, our special guest, the grandfather of NA Dota himself, Aaron Spitwad Stern.
The grandfather?
That's what I say, the grandfather.
Old now?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It used to be Prince. What happened?
You graduated.
Prince copyrighted the name. That's a problem.
Maybe could be. I like the Godfather personally, but
I do like
I
Godfather,
don't know.
but I don't know. It seems kind of weird. So how you doing anyway, though, Spitwad?
I'm doing all right. Just
How's-
trying to survive the cold.
Oh yeah, you live in
something like that.
Bearland, where like it's sulfur vertex temperature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
My,
that's
my,
unfortunate.
my heating bill was expensive this month.
Yeah, it was like 300 for me too.
Yeah.
Painful. 300, and I have gas heat. It's terrible. But let's talk about,
cold.
because the big topic for everyone that when they found out you're coming on the show, the big question was NEL. How's it going? And Coddle and Capitalist wanted to know: is there any plans to kind of help get that going
And
again?
Mott made a nice big
And
flame
Mott.
thread.
Well, we of course have plans to bring it back. We knew that ranked matchmaking was around the corner. We didn't know it was going to happen that quickly, but it certainly, hurt our activity quite a bit. But we knew that was going to happen, and we planned for it, and so I think we'll be fine. And honestly, you see, besides Mott's flame thread, there's a lot of kind of unrest on the forums lately of people wanting to play NEL. We've had a few random games here and there. And so I think people are starting to realize that ranked matchmaking is not a replacement for it. We've talked to Valve about how to make it viable, and we've talked to all the players to see what they want from NEL. And I think that we'll bring it back, and it'll be good.
Well, there's a certain kind of, what's the word I want to use? This vibe you get out of NEL. There's a whole lot more all chat. There's a whole lot more flaming. And it's actually not bad.
Vibe is one word.
A vibe is, a good thing. I mean, I wouldn't want to learn how to play Dota in NEL because I wouldn't have an ego anymore. I'd be torn apart. But it's definitely a different kind of vibe than matchmaking. Matchmaking is good, I think, right now because you get to know where you are. But unless you're really wanting to kind of get higher, I don't know. I just kind of want to know where I'm at. And then if I suck, I might want to get higher.
The thing, I don't know. My problem with ranked is that, despite like the MMR thing, it's like I don't know. It's not always entirely accurate, and sometimes it's for like NEL and stuff. It's fun to play with people that are, at the level that they need. Well, almost always at the level that they need to be to play. The competitive in-houses. Ranked is kind of just a shit show. Also, all pick and ranked we've been over that, is a goddamn disaster. So.
I've had better luck with all picked and ranked than I have with Captain's Mode or Captain's Draft. Mostly because the people who insta-lock captains are just morons, so I'm better off relying on myself and picking Earth Spirit.
Are you an?
I am not an Earth Spirit picker. My brother is an Earth Spirit picker, and it feels dirty just to say it.
I think we should drop him from the show.
He's gone, Earth Spirit picker.
I even related to an Earth Spirit picker needs to be gone.
I feel bad about it, but I played a game with him in ranked team. We double queued or whatever, and he was playing Earth Spirit, and I played Mirana, and that was probably the most unfair game that I have ever played. Like, you can't miss an arrow when you have an enemy just thrown at you.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. Dude, I played Earth Spirit once, and I literally felt bad about myself for the rest of the night. I was like, I'm level 3 right now, but I'm gonna dive the tower. It doesn't matter.
You have to like take a shower afterwards. It's just
disgusting. It's disgusting. So, I don't know. I'd like to see NEL come back again. Casting NEL games were really fun, like always with Mott.
Was great because it wasn't like the casting on NEL is not your typical like Beyond the Summit casting, for example. Everyone's kind of laid back. The casters are flaming almost as much as the people who are playing the game. And I like it. I like it a lot actually. And you get to see people like Mott and Coddle Guy cast, which I love watching them cast too.
yeah. Now, I mean, I think one of the biggest issues that I have with the rise of ranked matchmaking, the sort of decline of the NEL, is that it hurts those new casters trying to get an opportunity to cast some games. Like, I mean, Coddle Guy has spoken about it a lot, and just the fact that Spitwad, somebody can approach you and be like, "Hey, I'd really like to try casting. Like, do you mind if I get a ticket to try this out?" And like, as long as they don't suck ass, then it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've had almost a dozen different casters for NEL in the first 2 seasons, and it's just because there are so many games, and so we always have an opportunity to have people cast, and it's more work than Mott can handle alone, and so we've had the opportunity to branch out a lot and find guys like Helium and Coddle Guy, and that's been really cool.
Who's your favorite caster so we can alienate the rest of
Oh
them?
my god.
My favorite caster is Draskell.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, what a
There's
soft,
the real
soft
answer.
answer.
Mott's going to be okay with it. He's going to be a little hurt, but he already knew the
You
answer.
knew that Draskell was number 1 in your heart.
He is pretty good.
I love Draskell. I think he's great.
Draskell has this fucking amazing ability to like read the chat as he plays, and like you can never guess, you can never tell. I first time I went to his chat, I like said something to him, made a joke, and he repeated it on stream, and I'm like, and he just started answering questions from everyone as it just came through, and it was like the most amazing multitasking ability I'd ever seen in my life. It really was.
Mostly
Like,
because you can't walk and chew gum at the same time without tripping and falling.
I chipped a tooth. It's not a big deal. All right.
Well, I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but there was a link to a video. Well, there was a post on Reddit about he was attempting to do like some commentary on his laning as a Clockwork one game, and he kind of like gave up halfway through because he was getting pissed at his dogs in the background or something like that. But like he was sort of giving a play-by-play on how the lane was working, what he was doing, why he was choosing to do certain things, and how aggressively he was playing, and it was unbelievably insightful. And I know that he gets a lot of shit sometimes for correcting pro players on their decisions in games, but when I was listening to that video of him giving commentary, he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
I don't feel like we have any right to be pissed at him for correcting because he's just so damn good. I don't know. This makes no sense to me. But let's start moving on to topics. Did you guys watch Starladder this weekend by chance?
Absolutely.
I watched some. I did not watch as much as I should have probably, but I watched
Same.
parts of it.
Well,
Yeah.
so in the end, all right, it broke down that Alliance went through 2-0'd the first 2 brackets, and then meanwhile Na'Vi went to the lower bracket, and then 2-0'd the lower bracket, and at the end Na'Vi won against Alliance 3-1, which is kind of typical Na'Vi. They never win in the beginning, and they love being underdogs. They love being under pressure or something. Meanwhile, Alliance. What do you guys think happened to Alliance? For the ones who did you watch it, Spitwad?
No, I didn't.
I don't know. Like
It's a great
the thing about Alliance is like they travel more than most teams, which is like kind of like a soft cop out answer, but they travel a lot and don't get nearly as much time to practice. That being said, I know that Navi like doesn't scrim at all or anything really. They play like 3 or 4 games a day usually, which is not very much compared to a lot of teams. But I don't know. It feels like Alliance. I know they just switched their drafter to Loda, so things will change pretty quickly. I think with at least how the team comp is kind of laid out and how they play their games, and it seemed to be working. 2-0ing Fnatic, 2-0ing Sigma is still extremely good, even if they lost in the end to Alliance.
They did
Or
great.
to Navi, whatever.
up until Navi.
Yeah.
I was kind of feel like Navi just like they never talk to each other and they show up to a LAN, like, hey guys, what's going on? And then they just start playing together and it's like take the first couple of games to get to shake the webs out, and then they're like, all right, we're good here, and then they win.
That's honestly probably also they're
You know?
pretty notorious for drinking heavily at LANs, especially Star Ladder. So might be a little hungover in the morning.
I mean, it's all you can do in the home court, you know?
Yeah, because the thing. So if you guys haven't been watching Dota for very long, Navi just always wins Star Ladder. Like they just pretty much always win it. It's just kind of how it is. Like not Star Ladder is their tournament. But yeah, I don't know. It's who knows. Alliance will get better, I think, though, now that they've switched drafters, new style. Just
something to sort of shake some life into them, Yeah. Now, Spit, I have a question for you in regards to the setup of the tournament, because I was listening to Draskell's stream last night, and he was talking about his thoughts on the winner's bracket advantage when it comes to a grand finals. And I mean, obviously, you've been running and involved in and adminning, a whole bunch of tournaments. So, what are your thoughts on the idea of having a 1-game advantage for the people who come to the grand finals from the winner's bracket, as opposed to just sort of starting with a clean slate?
Well, the 1-game advantage thing is kind of weird anyways. That's not a true double elimination if you're having a best of 3 bracket. You would start even, play a best of 3, and if the loser bracket wins, then you play another best of 3.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like that better than just giving a 1-game advantage to the winner bracket. In the case of TI, I think their format is good because it's kind of more epic with a clean slate like that at the end. But for most tournaments, I think you deserve some sort of an advantage in the winner bracket.
So do you think that the 1-game advantage for the winners isn't enough then? And that it should be a whole nother best of 3 if it comes to that?
Yeah, that's what I'd prefer.
Yeah, because it's not. I mean, if you do it like that, it's not double elimination.
Oh, that's true.
Because
That's true.
they lost one series and they just lose.
That's true. I've never even thought of that.
I mean, I can understand that because it makes scheduling a fucking disaster. It's we could have 6 games. So.
We could have 3 games. We could have 2 games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Although I suppose it's the end of the tournament, so it doesn't matter as much. But
I feel like it's just kind of something that the tournament organizers have adopted as just a pseudo advantage, rather than running the full best of 3, like you said, for the sake of time, for the sake of some certainty about time slots and things like that. It's just we don't want to have that much variance, so we'll just give you the game and hope for the best. But as we can see, that doesn't always save you.
Well, Navi's just the king of double elimination. They always go out there and throw and then just say fuck everyone and come back.
They seem to just
win 6 games in a row or whatever.
Yeah, it seems like they just love playing in the losers bracket. Most tournaments, it seems like they drop down in the losers bracket and just start wrecking people.
It's false sense of security.
So, I don't know. The other thing about Star Ladder is I have to say I very much enjoyed Shiver's interviews. Some of them were extra trolly, like the one with Puppy, but I watched the one with fucking Mad and it was really good. So I thought she did a really good job. It's nice to see her after casting Star Ladder for 4 seasons or whatever to actually get to go to the LAN now and do something. So
yeah, she did a good job, and I thought LD and Merlini did a good job casting for the English stream as well.
What are your thoughts on the lack of Toby? Anyone else have thoughts about that?
Spit.
It's. I'll just say it seems weird to me because I've talked to a lot of people, and apparently Toby is the master of people love him there. So I don't know. Just wondering what you guys thought about that.
Well, let's Spit. You have any opinion on it?
No comment.
Wow.
Man, look at that.
Comment.
Copping
Soft
out.
as fuck.
All right, here's what I think.
How diplomatic of you.
Here's what I think. I think Toby's an amazing caster, but before Star Ladder, when they were planning on Star Ladder Season 8, in my opinion, Join Dota was just kind of slowed down. They were in a slow period, They weren't really doing much, and they were kind of stagnated because they were planning the stuff with Cap and everyone else, and Malik and Zoe. So I think that's what kind of made them go to BTS. I wouldn't be surprised if next season you see Toby and Join Dota back on casting with it because they weren't making much of a mark at the time, in my opinion, which they're doing now.
Go
I
ahead.
agree with that. I will say something is that, if they're liking what Toby's doing, great, and they keep using him, great. But at some point, if him and Join Dota aren't going beyond expectations, then they have every reason to, try someone else. They can try BTS out for a season, see what they think, and always go back to Toby later. They're very flexible, and there's no reason not to try something new. And BTS has been the big guys lately.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, very true.
I'd love to see Join Dota Studio get revamped. I think that's the final piece, which they're probably already doing as far as
I feel like there's been so many updates recently, though, just about like what they're doing and what they've been wanting to doing and people that they've hired and blah blah blah. And I feel like for the amount of work in scouting for new talent or whatever you want to call it that's apparently gone into it, I just don't feel like there's a lot to show for it yet. And like maybe that new news show type thing that they're launching could be the start of a big revitalization, but
copying around the fountain.
but
Just joking.
Kind of.
shots fired. But like for example, when Beyond the Summit like first put out that Kickstarter for their new studio, like they said like this is what we want to do, and we're going to come out guns blazing, and they did that. Like the minute the studio was set up, like before the studio was even finalized, like they were there with production value, with casters on site, with everything that you could possibly ask for. And I feel like Join Dota has that. They've got a place where they can go. They've got a big studio with production value. They've got a very good caster. They now have a very good second caster. So he's there to handle like public relation type stuff. Melk is basically there. And I don't know. I feel like they have all of the same resources and just aren't working with them.
My thing is that the studio still looks like it did when I started watching Dota.
That's true.
Like looks identical. It's not they changed it for like one season of the defense.
It's the desk. It's the desk and the backdrop.
Yeah, it's the desk and the backdrop. It's been the same fucking bricks for like a year, however long they've been casting for, and even the freaking couch has that same brick backdrop, which just kills me. But
Yeah.
it just looks old and it looks
Just-
boring.
$300 on a monitor.
Buy a
just in the
fucking
background.
TV, yeah, Jesus.
Right there, bam, $300 attached to the wall.
I wonder if there's, and I mean, I don't want to, necessarily call anybody out here, but
Do it.
I want
No. You can't say that. That's
because
not allowed.
I don't have a name. I don't have anybody that to pin blame on. But I wonder if what they have is a lack of a creative direction. Like there's nobody there behind the scenes to say like we're going to implement this crazy shit and it's going to be awesome. Like if you look to the GD studio, like I think what you have there is you have Bruno who takes care of all the crazy back end stuff, the overlays, the picks and ban overlay that he came up with, like all that stuff that he's like I'm working really hard and this is going to be something that nobody has ever seen before. And then James is just going to do his thing. And I mean I don't know who it would be with Beyond the Summit because I don't necessarily know the people in that studio that well, but I feel like
they have like 3 people that do graphics and things.
Yeah, there's like it feels like there's a very collective effort of like let's do things that nobody has seen before, and I feel like either the Join Dota doesn't have one or the person that they have isn't stepping up to the plate.
Join Dota lost their project manager Moose a while ago, so I'm sure that some of that can be, kind of attributed to their change of staff or whoever's leading it there.
Yeah,
I was
a little bit of a down period, but yeah, I mean, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that's very true.
I've been following like the Join Dota stuff for a while before even Cap joined them, and it always struck me like they had these plans in place and they started falling apart. Then Moose left, and that threw a wrench into everything. And I feel like they're now on like they're starting to build back up. They're starting to get the momentum, start put back things into place that they wanted to do before, but got delayed on. So I think in probably the next 6 months, you're gonna see a lot of things coming out of Join Dota. I don't think we're telling them anything like flamey or anything that says the studio feels like it's outdated at this point. I feel like they're probably working on that already.
Yeah, I'm sure anything we've said they've heard a million times and know themselves.
I love Cap. Toby's pretty cool too. I've only played 2 games with him, so I really don't know him that well, but I love Cap. And he's done a great job, by the way, Cap. He's done an amazing job casting. I've been watching. It doesn't really matter, but I've been watching.
We're always watching.
I'm right behind you. So G League. That also finished, and
Oh, this was.
DK took it, and I kind of feel good for DK because they've kind of been, as far as I can tell, in a little bit of a slump.
Did you watch
You
the
know?
games?
I
Were
did not. I
disgusting.
missed it.
Like they were just stomps. Like all three of them were like just disgusting. And also the weird thing is like I just like happened to come across it. Like considering this is like the one of the biggest tournaments in China. Like I didn't see anything about it anywhere. I was like, oh, I was up at like 4 a.m. or something, and the games were
Yeah.
just like on. And I was like, what the hell? Didn't even know this was happening. But,
No, I actually felt the same way. It just kind of like the final snuck up on me without knowing that the rest of it had even happened.
My big problem was there was such, and we talked about this before, there was such a huge gap between like all the matches leading up to the finals and the finals. I don't know how many months it was, but it had to be at least 1 to 2 months, I would think. I don't have the dates in front of me, and it killed all my momentum for actually watching it and enjoying it. Because like the storyline, like you ever watch a TV series, they've been really into it, and then you stop and you forget all the love you had for it until you go back to it.
you forget everything.
That's kind of how.
Yeah, you forget everything
that's
that
kinda how I
happened.
felt like it. And you forget what happened. You forget the storylines. You forget the end results of the matches, and then you go into it kind of almost like at a fresh start, and you have trouble getting that enthusiasm back. That was kind of the problem with me, over actually having that big break in between. But DK took it, and I'm happy for him because they've been needing a win. And Ice was absolutely clutch as far as I understand in those things, in the matches.
I won a rare off Nika because he didn't believe me that Ice was going to play the mid invoker, even though that would be pretty obvious. So free
Fair enough.
rares. Thank you, Cruel GGs.
Yeah,
Fair
it's,
enough.
I don't know. Like those games were just, like, they just felt gross. Stomps. IG looks horrible right now. They're playing so bad.
Did they have any really shitty player introduction videos this year? I didn't hear anything about that.
No, that was G.
Like
Wasn't that was G1, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, that was
G1?
the G1 League.
Yeah, but the
Alright,
one
then
thing I will
let's
say
look forward
is
to.
the production on these Chinese lands is absolutely insane. Like, and they showed like the in between videos on the BTS stream, and like they have, it's just ridiculous. It's like a concert kind of. There's like giant freaking panels everywhere. Like, it's crazy. I'm jealous. I wish we had that around here
On a regular basis, yeah.
on a regular basis. Yeah.
So, Spit, I want to turn this to you again if we can. The thoughts about like the big gaps between the tournament play and then the big LAN final that happens. We saw it with the D2L in Vegas. We saw it with G League, and it obviously takes time to set up these big LAN events. But what are your thoughts? Does it kind of kill the vibe to have that much of a break between the tournaments? Like, would you rather see it just happen?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's kind of a momentum killer, but there's not much you can do about that because you need time for teams to make the trial arrangements. If you don't know who is going to be going to the finals until a week before the finals, you're going to have some problems. And so
Yeah.
unless you do it the Valve way and get everyone there and do the qualifiers in the basement of an office, then you can't really do that.
It's true. It makes me
So-
sad though.
If only we could just stuff everybody in a basement and force them to play Dota.
I've always wanted to see like a weekly televised, like I believe MLG, what is it, League of Legends does it, where they have like teams go each week. I don't watch League of Legends, obviously, but each week, like Friday
So
Night League or
defensive.
something like that. I don't. I mean, I don't watch it. It's not a bad thing to watch. It just
Isn't it? Are you
I'm a
talking
very
about
big-
LCS? Or are you just talking about
LCS, is it?
Yeah, the biggest tournament they have. God damn
I'm
it.
talking out my ass, Greg.
Spread
at
your
this point.
horizons. God damn it. Anyway, yeah, he's talking about LCS.
But I'd like to see something like that. We had like 8 teams competing each week, in a couple matches on Friday nights. But it's hard to do when it's the infrastructure in Dota 2 is not there. It's kind of like a pipe dream for me at the moment. Continuing on with tournaments, and this is actually a different type of tournament issue. Did you guys happen to read the Eat, Sleep, Play thread on Reddit, ESP, about the tournament admins?
Yes.
I browsed a bit of it.
I did. I
Casual drama.
Yeah, so more or less, ESP tournament player told a story basically about needing to use a stand-in last second. They were in the match. The guy said, "Shit, I gotta go," and he had to leave. And so they asked for a remake to put a stand-in in, and they did sure. They said sure. They came back, and then they said afterwards, "Oh wait, you can't do that. Who's this? You can't have a stand-in." And then they referred to the rules, which is basically the team size has to be a 5, and you're allowed to have 7 members in your team. The stand-ins are limited to 2, and you have to display the stand-in tag in game. And the stand-ins are not allowed to have played for any other teams in the same tournament. Didn't say anything else about time frame or anything like that. And basically they said, well, you can't do this, you're disqualified. And this guy waited like 7 hours to do this. And as this happened, I guess one of the admins went on to the actual rule section and edited in that stipulation
he edited,
as they were doing it.
So the original rules said that stand-ins are limited to 2 and have to display the stand-in tag in game. It was then edited in the midst of this conversation to say stand-ins are limited to 2, have to display the stand-in tag in game, and must be listed on your roster prior to the tournament or something like that.
Yeah. So they changed it around. And this isn't the first thing that happened. This isn't the only thing that happened. The other things that happened, let's see. The starting brackets were apparently changed like 10 minutes after the games were scheduled to start, causing some of the games to have started and then not matter and delayed everything. There's a bunch of waiting time, I guess, too, between matches. And then allegedly the ESP has used throwaway accounts to upvote threads on Reddit.
People got dicked on.
So,
I don't know.
Nah.
I don't really have any thoughts about this besides people got dicked on and people are shady in esports. Big surprise.
My thought is, go to the Join Dota League, which has like 2,500 teams registered for it. Go to CEVO. Go to Sunday Cup Series.
Thursday Cup Series.
Go to one of those. Thursday Cup Series. Go to one of those.
How was the Thursday Cup Series? That just started up, right? How did it go?
Yep. Actually, I was going to say something about this ESP thing, or
go for it.
Is that what's called ESP or something?
ESP.
No, that's a different one.
Eat, Sleep, Play.
Oh yeah, no, they're actually called something else though. It's like their league is called Electronic Sports Professionals League, I think.
Interesting.
Anyways, all right.
How ironic.
All right, everyone is to blame here. The drama is like the tournament's fault, but I also completely understand it because there's so much shit that can go wrong with amateur open tournaments like this. We've been doing sex for over 4 years, and we've had days like that too, where the brackets got messed up, they got changed after a game started or something. That stuff can totally happen, and I understand it completely. And at the same time, don't deal with new leagues then, and come over to Sex and Tex, where we know how to run tournaments.
Or
Sex and
what
Text.
the
That
fuck
sounds like
is
a great
going
column.
on? Sex and text. There you go.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Thursday evening Cup Series started last week. Went pretty well. Sex has been going on, and that's been going good.
Jigglebilly's team won this week.
Yeah, they did.
I saw that. Jigglebilly. God damn it. What a hero.
I can't hear that name without giggling a little bit to myself.
I normally don't really like the videos that are like crazy, like just like Dota videos in general, but the videos I've seen of him are just fucking hilarious. Oh man. But yeah, the other thing we should talk about, I guess, is CEVO.
Yeah, go for it.
It's season number 4. This has been a tournament that's sort of been going around for a while now. But their new season is starting up, and it has a lot more prizes than it did before. And basically, you can kind of think about it. It's what's a good comparison? I don't know. It's a weekly league. So I guess it's sort of like the Join Dota League thing. But it's $5,000 of prizes. The main division has 48 teams. The open division has as many teams that sign up, and you can kind of move up and down between the divisions based on your placing. And it's got some substantial prizes. It also has crowdfunding and things like that. So
it's the classic league setup that takes 3 months play every week, and you hope the teams stay together for the whole thing.
Yeah, that's one issue.
I mean, if you can pull it off, though, it's pretty awesome. Then they'll either be replaced or they'll be given forfeits.
Same as
I don't know what CEVO would do. It probably depends on how far into the season it is.
Yeah. Well, this is nice. More tournaments are never a bad thing, and this seems to be like.
And it's a substantial prize increase.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Good. It was up from $1,000 for main last season and $4,000 this season. That's pretty good.
And this is like, it's it's not necessarily your tier 1 tournaments. It's not meant to be that, but it's it's a consistent tournament for people who are looking to sort of further themselves into the competitive scene. You know, it's every week for 3 months. Like, it's a commitment that you can make, and you know that it's going to be there.
Yeah, I told Sibo, like, I don't think you're going to get Team Liquid or EG on that, but you'll get PBS and everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think that's necessarily always a bad thing.
No, I love the idea of it. Where actually a lot more stuff is coming out to foster amateur tournaments and amateur teams. You know, I like to see new blood coming in.
Shoutouts to Helium Umbrella, who just got owned by Moobot in the chat.
For putting SIBO links. Put it in for him.
He's such a spammer, too.
He's a spammer, man. God damn it, Helium. I put the link in there anyway, so you guys can check that out if you're interested in checking that out. It's I think, you know, tournaments like this are always good. Whether they can carry it through the whole season with teams staying together is one problem, but you know, it's always good to have these kinds of things.
If you can, there's good money.
So, yeah.
We actually had the next topic was about winter and the rumors it was given on team changes, and apparently there was an addition, but someone added into the notes and didn't tell me. So now I have to look at it real fast and see.
All right, I'll just talk about it.
I've got some breaking news, yeah.
This is pretty fresh news, came out like 30 minutes ago. It's a new Singaporean team with an old name, Scythe.sg. They were in the International 1. And the players on the team are Miracle, X Freedom, Holosun, Scripted, KS, and HYHY. So that's...
welcome back, HYHY.
Welcome back. Welcome back from LOL.
Now we have to re-edit the video, and we'll see the Valve documentary in another 2 years. Thanks a lot, man.
No, that actually was not mentioned at all. They just, at the end, it was actually kind of funny. It was like, HYHY now makes money playing professional esports. And it wasn't like LOL or anything.
Never gonna re-edit a line like, nope, he's back.
No, it's good. We're all set.
Strike through. Fuck that. He's here.
So, I
What
don't.
about
I mean, I don't know much about. I mean, I know HYHY, I know Miracle, and I know X Freedom, but I don't really know much of Pelosin or Scripted and KS. Can maybe either Greg or Spitwad give us some insight?
I have no idea who those people are.
No. All right. Well, fuck it then.
What about
No
X
idea.
Freedom? He was supposed to be having military duty, wasn't it?
Military
only
duty
supposed to be
is
an
like
LG.
oh my god.
It was supposed to be an
he just delayed
LGD
it.
int. You did?
Military service is like, you can always delay it for like one reason or another, it seems like, until you're like 30, at which point then you have to do it in like places like Singapore and South Korea and stuff, especially because I know at least in South Korea, esports is like a viable reason to like postpone it, because that happens a lot. People are like, oh, I have to do military service. They're like, never mind, it's delayed for a while.
Got to play StarCraft.
Yeah. But
Solid.
this team looks pretty good. Like,
I feel like there should be a checkbox in like the actual delaying of like military service. It's like
esports.
health issues, family, StarCraft 2. Oh, there we go. It's like, done.
That's the one.
They're
That's
playing.
what I
Oh, this is kind of interesting. Apparently, they're playing in the Join Dota League,
Really?
Uh-oh.
which is
If they don't,
interesting.
if they don't,
Well, I guess
win-
that's fair though, because it is regional, so they won't really have to deal with ping until they get to.
But didn't
the
they say
higher
that this
brackets, I
tournament was
guess.
supposed to be for like smaller people, sort of like all these other tournaments we've been talking about?
I mean, I think it's aimed at that way, but I don't know. It's tough to tell because you're gonna have the. I don't remember what they called the top bracket that they have,
Premier or something.
but the premier, and like I think that does seem to be more aimed at these kind of teams. Like I don't know if necessarily like Alliance or Navi is going to go into something like that, but for a team like this that has some veteran players but is maybe still trying to figure out the team, I think it's viable.
Yeah, I guess that's
And-
true.
But how shitty?
Who are we to talk? We had
I
two
mean,
amateur tournaments.
I'm the
and typical
peanut
mistakes
gallery.
took both of them. All right.
Took-
I'm the
I mean-
peanut gallery man. I can sit here and
Yeah.
make comments about whatever the hell I want.
But I mean,
That's
how much
true.
how much would it suck to get up to the premier division of the Joint Dota League and like you queue like you have your match for the week and it's like, well, fuck, we're playing Miracle.
Just get crushed by Miracle. Yeah.
Just don't even show up.
Or even worse than like Division 4 and they can never make it up. They don't even finish in the top bracket. That'd hurt the ego too. Show notes. Hey guys,
Hey,
Meet Your Maker is back.
Oh my. fucking
MYM
God.
is back. Are we excited?
What a joke.
No, we're not. All right, so basically, Khalid Naim is the general manager, CEO, and on Facebook they put up a new banner with new main sponsors, Cool Master and CM Storm, and saying they're coming back to Dota 2.
Well,
I
why the fuck do people use the MYM name? It's not like a good thing. Like, it's not. They said
No.
right on here, it's not the same management. Like, god damn it. Like,
Here's
Because
my
it's an
why?
established brand. You might not think it has a good reputation, but it still has a reputation.
yeah,
And
that's
we're
true.
talking about it right now, aren't we?
That's true.
we are talking about it,
I
but
guess
I'd like
I'm
to see them.
enabling them. Damn it.
It is true, but I'd like to at least see them. In my mind, if you really want to make a good name for yourself, even if it was on the past management, pay some people back. Even if it's not your debt, although the sponsors probably wouldn't love that. If you want to rehab your image, you got to do stuff like that. You got to pay the old people that didn't get paid, that got screwed over, back. Otherwise, you're still going to have this hanging over your head the entire time you're back. At least in my opinion.
I mean, I definitely. It just is like, god damn it. This is probably one of the organizations with like the worst reputation in any esports organization, and I mean, I guess the point is that it's so bad that people know about them. So
Well, Quantic's working on that title, though.
yeah, that's true. True that Quantic's up there.
Any
Quantic's doing
any
good,
official
too.
words, Mason, from Quantic?
Wow.
Mason is the EIC of
Um,
Quantic, so you know.
I'm not entirely sure what's being done with the situation with Hyun. He's owed a lot of money. It's way outside the realm of any sort of knowledge that I have. I am merely there to look over articles that are submitted, which there haven't been. So I don't know where the organization's going. I don't know what's happening. All I know is that Simon is a fuck and has been called out as a fuck and has officially been removed from the Skype chat. So he's gone, and it will remain to be seen what happens afterwards. I hope Hyun gets his money. It'd be really shitty if he didn't.
Speaking of people getting dicked, yeah, it's just a good example, I guess.
Actually, this actually came up in chat, but I'm curious. What's going on with Arteezy? Do we know? Is he gonna go to
EGRTZ.
EG Arteezy?
Well, I hope so.
I didn't think he'd
whatever.
use them.
He's gonna go somewhere. Like, I
Do
know
you-
me and Spit. Well, Arteezy is just like amazing player, and he's gonna be in demand when he's done with school, which is soon.
So let's take a poll here. Do we want to see RTZ go to EG?
Not the current EG team.
Spitwad? Mhm.
Whatever.
Whatever. Wow, what an NA Dota answer. Oh my
Non-committal.
god.
Lamo.
Oh my god. I mean, okay. Here's the thing. EG is horrible right now.
Are they even playing anything?
No.
No, they're just
That's what I thought.
chilling.
They're like Liquid. Liquid's not playing anything either right now.
Well, there's also just not a lot of leagues right now, but EG like hasn't they like actively God damn it. I don't know.
No,
the word I'm looking
no.
for.
We are gonna sit here until you get this.
Remove themselves from several leagues. So I don't know. I have like dream teams that I like to think about that EG will become, but
That you masturbate to.
I have no idea. I don't know.
What's the dream?
Demon Arteezy, Fear, Universe, and someone. Theban maybe 1437.
I'd be cool with that.
Demon has kind of shaped up a bit.
Demon, I don't know. I just think he's a good player, and I don't know, like EG's an organization that loves people like Demon. Like, he's a big personality.
He brings the demon army, you know.
Yeah, he brings the Demon Army.
Spit. Who's your NA Dota dream team?
Fear, TC, Universe, Bulba, and Aoi. That's my dream team.
It's a lot of carry on one team.
Hey, they
Always
can play
amazing.
any positions. I don't believe players are restricted to their positions like that.
Shake it up. Yeah, I mean, look at AUI
You are
goes back to playing carry. No problem. Easy.
So
Aggressive thinking.
is AUI gonna play carry now? Like, is that a thing?
No.
No, still doing support.
I didn't quite understand.
I was talking about the Fnatic thing. He went Fnatic
Dream.
to play
Right,
carry.
right. I know that he was playing carry for Fnatic, but I heard some rumors that might be a permanent thing, and nobody really confirmed or denied it. So
I don't think there's any reason to think he'll stop playing support for now.
wasn't sure. Wanted to check.
No, they're doing great as right now as is.
Yeah.
Let's see. So EG cheesy. Dota 2 was the fastest growing game in Twitch for 2013. Not surprisingly, actually. In 2013, 45 million users watched 12 billion minutes of video on Twitch from 6 million total video broadcasts. That's over 100% increase in each of those metrics from 2012, where 20 million users watched 6 billion videos from 3 million broadcasters. So basically, we doubled. The unique number of broadcasters has increased from 300,000 to 900,000. And League of Legends grew 258%, but Dota 2 grew 508% from last year. So Dota 2 is definitely on the rise.
Fuck League, we out.
I mean, I don't know. This doesn't really surprise me from... I've been watching Twitch for like a long time, and you know, it used to be that StarCraft was that first game on the chart, and then it was League. And now Dota is now vying for its position, so...
Yeah, we sit at a pretty solid. We sit at a pretty solid 2-1 when big tournaments are happening. We were 1 in Star Ladder. There were, I think, over 300,000 people watching Star Ladder. That's pretty absurd.
That's a few people.
That's some people.
We're starting to get to a point, right, where I was watching like League of Legends briefly, and it was like 30,000 people for one streamer. And originally we used to have like 6,000, 7,000, but now we're going up to 12,000, 13,000 for people like Dendi, for Sing Sing, for Purge.
Yeah.
So the numbers are slowly increasing.
What we still lack as far as Twitch goes is a consistently large, like that large viewer base for individual streams. Like RTZ does and Sing Sing do really well, you know, sitting at like, you know, probably 15,000 viewers a piece or so.
Easy
But I think
that many viewers, sadly.
I've seen him up at
Because he
about
plays
12.
fucking Kids Bop on his stream.
He
Shots fired
doesn't
for
get
Arteezy.
that regularly at all.
He does,
I mean-
he has been getting a couple thousand though, pretty.
I
reliable.
definitely saw him
Yeah.
get some real high numbers at one point.
He doesn't get Sing Sing numbers.
Maybe it was a fluke. Anyway, when we can
You
see
better
these-
tell him it's a fluke. He doesn't need his ego going up any higher.
Hey, I very much enjoyed listening to Kids Bop at 4 in the morning and watching him play Dota.
Dude, that's like that is the most
Let's have a
painful
chat,
shit.
Mason.
Oh my god. The Kids
I
Bop.
just
No, but I
didn't-
mean, is anyone surprised at these numbers though? Like, I mean, I said this 10 years ago. We're playing the best game in the world. Eventually, it's going to catch on, and no reason to think it's going to stop anytime soon.
all aboard the hype train.
Dota is I don't know. Do you guys think that we're gonna get to the point where, like, I know that people kind of talk about this all the time, but like LoL becomes such a mainstream thing that people will just pick up Dota as like I don't know. Because my thing is, I feel like a game like Dota has such a high like barrier to entry that it just.
Are you saying we have hipster appeal? Is that what you're going
I
for?
mean, kind of.
I think there's some hipster appeal.
I don't know.
Got my glasses on already.
It was funny though because I was talking to one of my friends today. I just moved back into school today, and one of my friends was like, "Yeah, you know, I was watching your show one time, and holy shit, I had no idea what you guys were talking about." He's like, I mean, he plays games a lot, but like he's never played like a Dota or a League or something like that. And he's like, that barrier to entry was really fucking
Yeah,
high.
it's way different. I don't know. I hope so.
I have a friend like that who just can't get into Dota 2 because of the high skill curve. It's not easy to get into Dota 2. You really have to sit down and put some time and effort in it. While League of Legends is kind of more spammy. It's not a bad game. It's just more casual game, if you will. I'm not against it.
I think I'm just going to play when I feel bad about myself playing Dota.
That's true. I mean, I barely
Need an
played
ego
any
boost.
League. Yeah, I barely played any like Dota 2. I mean, League of Legends. And when I go into like League of Legends many moons ago, easiest game in the world. Felt so good about myself.
I don't believe you. I've seen you play Dota. I don't believe you.
I am quite
Wow.
good sometimes.
Wow, there's some qualifiers in there.
You know what, Mason? You're just trying to hold me down.
I absolutely hold you back by pulling you up into a higher skill bracket that you're not ready for.
You do so many stupid mistakes all the time.
That's
really
that may be true.
Anyway, the only negative on this Twitch thing has been a lot of lag for people. Not really for US, but it seems like out of Europe, people have a lot of problems. Like you, Nathan, had some real problems.
Yeah, Twitch just didn't work for me when I was in England. I had to watch through VLC. The website just wouldn't load. But yeah, the US has never really had issues. Most of the servers are focused here. And I don't know, whenever a new server update happens with Twitch in Europe, everything just seems to go to shit.
I still hate, dude. I hate the new streaming system, but like with the whole buffering system or whatever. It seems like the delay on the streams is considerably longer now. It's
It's almost like a built-in 15-second delay.
It's, like it used to be like 6 to 7 seconds just for like the video getting encoded and stuff, but now it seems like it's like almost 30 seconds usually.
They did that on purpose, I guess.
It hasn't. I don't know. For me, it hasn't been any smoother. What is my dog doing? He's gonna jump out the window.
He probably farted and is now escaping.
Probably.
I mean, it makes sense from a stability standpoint, you know, to make sure that everything's good and give it some time to, I guess, settle. I don't know how the fuck those tubes work before it hits the video players. But it really sucks from a streamer's perspective because even my mediocre 14 people streams, it's tough to have a conversation with somebody even just 30 seconds in the past, you know?
Yeah, it kind of murders the interaction a little bit.
I guess we can all agree at least it's not Daily Motion. Well, Daily Motion, where the stream moves once a day. That's why it's called Daily Motion. The stream moves once a day.
Hasn't everyone been really happy with their stream lately?
Every time I turn it on, it's not
when
good.
Kobe was on Daily Motion.
See, I've never had any problems with it, but I've heard a lot of shit
been,
flying
like,
both ways.
The first, my most recent time I watched it was the worst. But it used to be that, you know, it was like mostly fine. I never really had a problem with it. Like the last 2 times I've tried to watch it, like it's not been good. I don't know.
I've had the same kind of issue. I tried to watch Join Dota through it, and it was just painful.
Yeah,
It was
like
just,
when
all I saw
everyone.
was-
Sorry, when
I
everyone
could
was.
get it loaded.
God damn it! All
That's
right,
all.
you're going. You're
No,
talking now.
no, I couldn't get it loaded. No, now you may go.
But basically, when everyone was complaining about it, it was fine for me. And now that no one's complaining about it, it's been really horrible. So, I don't know. Whatever.
You're like the shitty internet hipster.
It's another streaming
Really are
service.
hipster.
It's whatever. I don't know.
People like Daily Motion. I hate
It's
it.
impossible.
People don't-
My biggest
love it.
complaint about Daily Motion, it's fucking impossible to find that stream on like.
Yep.
If you like go to Daily Motion, it's like I can't. There's no way I'm ever gonna find the stream, but so you have to go to JD or GGNet or something, which is not. I don't know. I just don't really go on those sites that much.
Too
I
many
had the
clicks.
same problem.
Too many clicks, yeah.
Too many clicks for what I want.
You know what's funny? That's funny because like I went to Daily Motion trying the same thing, and I'm like, it's definitely got to be on the main page. They're sponsoring it, right? They're gonna want to give it exposure. Could not find the
Nothing.
fucking
Yeah, can't find it anywhere.
nothing. It's like pissing money in a wind, and you're not even putting your own site because no one goes to Daily Motion anyway. I guess, and that's why they don't care.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, does anyone else have anything they want to talk about? Hit on this week before we wrap it up.
Do we have anybody in NA Dota we need to flame?
Yeah, any soapboxes you need to stand on while you're here? I would actually. I'll soapbox Spit for carrying me in Smash, because goddamn, at Columbus, Spitwad carried me in Smash quite heavily.
Yeah, can I call out everyone who showed up at MLG and lost to me in Smash? Because Hotbid was the closest, but that wasn't even very
Spit
close.
is very good.
You gonna be competing in Anaheim?
No. I went to a tournament like 4 years ago and did terrible. That was it.
I've been watching the Apex tournament that's been happening recently, and I mean, holy shit! I don't think I have ever seen anything more hype than a Smash Brothers tournament stream.
Dude, fighting games are fun as shit.
There was a $2,000 money match the first night of that thing. Oh my god! The yells and the screams from that crowd was just the best thing I've ever seen.
We need to combine that with like the Korean casters, right?
Oh my god, dude! Korean casters, I think, would have an aneurysm if they casted fighting games.
Head explodes.
You can just imagine it.
Fatality.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's been cool. The other thing I guess we can mention is that Zephyr is kicking ass, taking names.
Yep.
They're playing. Shit, they're playing someone tonight, or maybe they played last night.
No, they play in about 10 hours.
Are they playing MVP? No, I don't.
It's early.
They're
in
playing
the goddamn
MVP.
morning.
They're playing MVP, I believe.
Oh yeah,
about
because they
10.
beat MVP in that other league like a week
And
ago.
Jubei.
All in.
And is Jubei actually? I read the newsletter thing. Is he like actually going to Korea?
Yeah, he's in Korea.
He's there? What the fuck?
Playing for MVP.
Really?
Wait, is this real? I don't believe you.
I swear to God, the Korean League just become like NA Dota 2.5 at this point. Everyone's going to Korea.
God damn it! I don't.
Well, you know what they say: if you can't beat them, join them, right?
If you can't beat them, go somewhere else you can really beat them. But hey, it's an opportunity, and it'll also give the Koreans a humble lesson in getting their ass kicked, which is different.
For now, we get to claim the titles.
I know.
In like 3 years, we're just going to be shitting ourselves. So.
And TI 15, they're just going to show up and dominate everything. There's be East, West, Europe, and Korea.
Don't worry, it won't take that long.
Next year, TI5 maybe.
TI5, yeah, easy.
But that was it. TI 15.
They've got to figure out how to stop going in 1-by-1 against a 5-man team, and then they'll have TI in the bag.
Dude, watching Korean games is like one of my favorite activities because they're so funny.
The amount of times that I've seen like 2 5-man team fights, and like one team has all 5 up, and the other team like loses like maybe 2 or 3, and then the other 2 guys just kind of like wander back, like as if they just forgot that the other team was still there.
I need the farm. Let's go. Top lane looks empty.
But yeah, the Zephyr games have not been particularly close. They accidentally picked Bloodseeker and won, so that's a thing.
Did well too.
It's calculated.
Well.
It's all calculated.
Calculated, yeah. That's something.
Calculated mistakes.
You know, I was playing a game the other day and I was like, how could that actually happen? Like, how could you accidentally pick the wrong character? And then I accidentally picked Medusa instead of OD in one of our collegiate games.
You're welcome.
And I have no idea how it happened.
Are you kidding me?
It was horrible. We lost.
That's a
You win?
costly mispick.
Yeah, it was not good.
I mean, to be fair, his team sucks anyway.
yeah,
so
we're not good. So, but
How angry were they?
I was like, so guys, I just accidentally picked Medusa. That was supposed to be OD. So we're gonna have to figure that out. They were not happy. But all right. Well, I don't have anything else for this week.
All right. Do you have any shout outs you want to give, Greg?
Shout out Cyberpower PC for providing me with the lovely computer we're streaming on. And shout out to my parents who I recently found out watch this show. So,
aw. Hi, Greg's mom.
Hi.
my mom just kind of casually mentioned it to me. She was like, "Oh yeah, we were watching your show." I was like, "What? How do you even know I have this?" They're like, I don't know, whatever.
They must be
Greg-
so proud.
Gregory, we watched the show and we think you have a drinking problem.
Oh,
Like,
man.
think, Mom. You should know I have a drinking problem if you watch the show. Mason, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout outs to Cyberpower PC for Greg's awesome computer that we're streaming this on. Fuck you.
That he's taking pictures of, we can see all the time, and he'll hold up the laptop for us. And I hate you, Craig. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I saw his dick next to it one time just to sort of rub it in. But shout outs to everybody who comes and watches the stream on a weekly basis, listens to the podcast. Always shout out to you guys. Shout out to Coddle Guy for his awesome trivia bot, and Has Dota for dropping some knowledge bombs on us in the chat. And Mott, because you're not Spit's favorite caster.
Wow.
So
Shout out to Mott Nips.
shout out to Mott for not being Spitwad's favorite caster.
That's right, but your nipples are his favorite nipples in the world, so it's okay.
I actually don't have a thing for his nipples.
It's
Everyone else does.
Yeah, it's
but,
everyone
yeah,
else.
That wasn't me.
All right, fine. Go ahead and hide it. Do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out
Somebody
to
else's nipples.
Mott. Shout out to Arteezy. Shout out to Fierce, Professor Fierce,
I
and
love
shout out
Fierce.
to NA Dota.
I love Fierce. I've watched his videos for a while. He's got some good stuff. Shout outs. Thanks to Coddle Guy for helping out with the chat. Cyberpower PC as always.
You guys
shout
have the
out
most
to
boring shout outs ever. Come on. Get some creative
Shout out
ones.
to Greg's mom.
Yeah, shout out to
Shout
my
out-
goddamn
shout out-
mom.
shout out-
Greg's mom.
Alright, whatever. That's weird now.
Yep.
Oh, well.
shout outs to Greg's dad, make it even weirder. Shout out to Sir Action Slacks, who's just fucking hilarious. He's been on like the front page like twice this week, and I never get tired of his videos. And I think that just about does it. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll be back Sunday next week per normal time. We had some stuff happen yesterday. We didn't get to be on a Sunday, unfortunately, but we'll be going back there soon enough, hopefully in the evening. It's kind of hard though, depending on the guests we have and their time zone and all that. But anyway, just follow us on Twitter to keep up with the news, and we'll see you next week.
And again, if you know why my Skype turns my video blurry, message me, because shit's annoying.
I'm okay with it.
That is all.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.